Hello, everybody, and welcome to What Were We Talking About Again? The only podcast on the internet that is allowed to run with scissors. I'm your host, Jake, and we have made it to the 10th episode of What Were We Talking About Again? That's right, we are in double-digit mode. Now, to celebrate, we are having the first ever transcontinental episode of the show. So with me here today is a friend of mine, an old friend of mine who now lives across the country. Lyle, say hi.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Lyle, and I don't really think I'm across the country. I'm not that far. I go to Illinois State, and yeah.
Yeah, okay. But, alright, I exaggerated a little when I said transcontinental, but this is like the first time it's been someone...
This is the first different time zone podcast.
Yeah, someone not next to me. So this opens up a whole new dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anything else you want to say before we begin?
Nothing really much. I'm just really excited to do this. This has been a long time coming because I myself too run a podcast with my friend Austin.
Yeah, I heard about that and I listened to a bit of it. It was mildly entertaining, I must say.
Was it really? We try a lot. We try really hard.
Yeah.
Also, can I plug it if it's that cool?
What was that?
Can I plug it? Can I just tell you guys what it is? Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Alright. It's called Something to Chew On. We try to do an episode every week, but obviously we haven't done one episode in probably 3 months. It's kind of hard because Austin lives in California, and different time zones. We're never really free for each other, so we can never do it, but it's coming soon.
Yeah, it's a shame. This podcast rotates co-hosts, so I'll always try to find someone, so it's a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have just two dedicated people, I imagine, especially two college kids, it's going to be very difficult to find the right time.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, we were planning to always have a guest after maybe our third or fourth episode, every week after that. If you want to hop on, that'll be cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Alright, sorry.
You go first.
Say what you were gonna say.
Okay, I'll go first. We thought of an idea for our podcast, which completely backfired. Is we would always eat something, because our podcast name is Something to Chew On. We would always have a meal in front of us.
That's clever.
And I don't think I uploaded it. I think it's somewhere on my computer while I'm recording. But the whole podcast was just us chewing on food, and it was completely super bad because it was just us chewing on food. I think if we can pull it off, of us just not chewing the whole podcast, maybe that'll be good. But yeah, it was pretty bad. Austin started to he's like, "Yo, dude, I'm waiting for you. It's been an hour. I'm sitting here with my food in front of me," and I felt so bad.
Alright, that's a very interesting story. I have something to say before we start, though, just to preface it off. I am a bit sick, so if I sound a little weird or demotivated, it's not that I don't have a ton of energy, it's just that my voice sounds weird because I'm dealing with a cough right now. Just in case the viewers got a little concerned there, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, dude.
Yeah, okay. Anyhow, other than that, if you still have nothing else to say, then we'll just get started.
Alright, let's get started.
Alright, let me explain the rules for any newcomers. So, we have a topic that we discuss, converse about. The conversation can go wherever it wants. We don't have to stick to any one topic. And we do that in 15-minute intervals. At the end of the 15-minute interval, the last word or phrase that we said becomes the new topic.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. You're not familiar with these rules yet?
I'm down. I'm not really familiar with that, but I'm down for whatever. This seems really fun.
All right. That's good. And basically we end up talking about a whole multitude of things.
Yeah.
Things that we know a lot about, things that we know nothing about. You get a whole mixed bag, basically.
See, with our podcast, that seems like a good idea because like we spend like a pretty long time deciding what to talk about.
Yeah.
We have like a Google Doc of just like different topics, and we're just going chronological order. And yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the starting topic is kind of the missing ingredient, and it's season 2 of the podcast. So the way we're doing it is every new episode, I want to have like a story to tell the audience, and then that will be the starting topic.
Okay.
So this week, I'm gonna tell the story about my lap shirt. So,
Lap shirt.
oh my gosh, I forgot something extremely important. Hold on.
No. Oh no.
So there is a 15-minute timer that I was supposed to set. I forgot to set it.
Okay, it's okay. You're good, dude.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go do that right now. In fact, I think Google has a built-in one, right?
Yeah, just type in timer.
Yeah. All right, great.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna start it in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So my lap shirt. If you didn't know, I have a gray shirt that says in black letters "Laps," and you may be wondering, Jake, why on earth do you have a shirt that says "Laps"? And the real answer to that question is coming soon. But first, I'm gonna make a callback to something I talked about briefly in episode 8. I mentioned that I went to this party and this guy kept lying through his teeth to try to like make friends with people, and I didn't learn his real name even. Like, he told me his name was Steven Smith, and someone else called him Lewis at one point. So it was a pretty messed up scenario.
Steven Smith
However,
from Family Guy, from American Dad.
yeah. And anyway, so I'm not completely innocent in this either. I wore my lap shirt to that party, and then he saw it. He's like, "Yo, that says laps?" I'm like, "Yeah, you could read." I didn't say that to him. And then he's like, "Oh shoot, what does that mean?" And I just completely lied. I was like, "Oh, I was on the track team in high school." I'm not an athlete. I was not on the track team in high school.
Oh my god.
So then he's like, "Oh, yo, that's super cool. Did you do what event did you do?" And said I was like 300 meters or something.
I don't even think that's like an event.
Probably not. And then he's like, "Oh shit, that's nice. What was your best time?" And I have no like concept of what a good time is and what a bad time is. So I'm just like, you know, I don't really want to talk about it. And he's like, "Oh, so what you're saying is you were ass?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I basically just bold-faced lied to this guy about what my lap shirt meant. But I only wore my lap shirt under the suggestion of a friend who said it would be a good conversation starter, and it did start a conversation. So
It did its job. It did its
yeah,
job.
it did its job.
Even though it's kind of rough, but yeah.
Anyway, I'm not a swim team member either. I'm not a NASCAR fan. What else has laps? Dancers. I'm not a dancer.
Dancers? Oh, lap
Yeah.
dancers.
Yeah, that's what I was
pretty
going for.
clever.
Okay. And so you may be wondering, what in fact does this shirt mean? So it's mildly embarrassing, but ever since I was a wee little boy, like 4 years old, I would walk in circles around the table, around the kitchen table when I was bored.
Okay.
And this habit legitimately carries to this very day. Like, I'll even pace back and forth in my dorm when I'm trying to kill time.
Alright.
It's really weird, but my mom's boyfriend noticed, and he started calling me Laps as a derogatory nickname. And, you know, it was pretty funny. He's the only one who calls me that, though. So one day, we're at the Ocean City Boardwalk, me, him, his kids, and my mom, and he goes in the store for 15 minutes, and we're like, "Yo, where is he? Where did he go? Why did he go in that store? What's taking him so long?" He comes out with a custom-made shirt that says Laps on it, so just to make fun of me, basically.
Wait, how old were you when you got the shirt?
How old was I?
Yeah.
17.
Oh, well, so this is recent.
Yeah, this is like summer of last year. So,
Can I start calling you Laps?
yeah, sure, go for it. I don't.
Does anybody else know?
Um,
Like, good amount
I-
of people?
I think I told like 2 or 3 people in my physics class once, and that physics class that was like 6 people, so they all know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't really shared the story around much. So, yeah, I'm Laps because I walk around the table.
Oh,
Not-
honestly, dude, when you mentioned that you said you had a shirt named Laps, I knew for a fact that it wasn't gonna be about like
Sports.
track. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I honestly thought about like maybe it's like a shirt like maybe like explaining laptops. I don't know why I thought about that. That's what I thought in my head when I first heard Laps. But I did not expect you. That's your nickname from your mom's boyfriend.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Oh,
So-
what's up?
Did you have any nicknames in high school?
Yeah, I was gonna mention one. Freshman year, I did crew. That was the only year I did it. And so what happened was, do you remember? I used to have really short hair.
I do remember that, yeah.
Okay, so first, this was my first nickname I remember from freshman year in crew. I was wearing this. I think I was wearing a hood. I don't remember, but like everyone started calling me Buddha, and it was kind of weird. That was really it. That's really the story. They just started calling me Buddha. For like, what's up?
That's not a bad nickname at all. Buddha's a dude.
I know, he's a guy. He's a
Yeah.
cool guy. And also, the other nickname I had was, so we used to do a lot of laps around the boathouse, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know why my friend just mentioned this while I was doing my running, but he said like I look like a kid from Sierra Leone, like running away from like like the people that are running the diamond scheme thing. You know what I'm talking about? So
yeah,
they started
yeah.
calling me Blood Diamond Boy, and I thought that was
Oh
pretty
my-
cool. And
That's-
it never stuck after that year, but I wish it stuck.
Do you remember Muhammad and how everyone started calling him Andy?
That was annoying. I called him Andy, and then after I left the crew team, I just stopped calling him Andy.
Yeah, everyone who called him Andy like wasn't really. There was fake fans basically.
Yeah, no, Muhammad is such a cool name. Like,
Right.
I hope he doesn't tell people whatever at Cornell that is. Oh yeah, just call me Andy. Like Muhammad was super cool.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I never called him Andy. Screw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The thing, like, do you like your name, Jake? Or are you
Yeah, I
content
love
with
it.
Yeah, I used to really hate my name. I don't know why. I always like felt like I'm probably just like Lyle is like a discount version of Kyle. But like the more I thought about it, it's like Lyle Raboy, like that name. It sounds like it flows in my opinion. And I just started like it's only recently, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I hate about it though is like people do not know how to spell it. I don't know. It doesn't seem that hard to spell it or say it right. It's like Kyle, but with 2 L's, right? That's
That's
all it
not
is.
hard at all.
Okay, so the first thing in Starbucks, I go there often, and or in my campus.
Let
and
me guess.
What's up?
They spell it Nile, but with an L.
Yeah, they
It's
spell
like Niall Horan.
They spelled it like that. They spelled
my
it
gosh.
Lyel, which was like I think was the funniest one. And sometimes there's just always this one girl. She calls me Lily, and it's stupid. I like it's gotten to the point where like, I tell them, all right, my name's Lyle, Lyle, and they still get it wrong. They either spell it wrong or they call me Lily.
You know what? It does kind of look like Lily now that
How
you
does
say
it
that.
look like Lily? It does
Like,
not look like Lily.
Lyl is the Lil, and then E.
I know, but like if I look at it, right? Okay, maybe I'm just being biased because I've grown up like this. But if I look at it and I see Lyle, and then I think Kyle, just replace the K with an L.
Yeah.
Then maybe it's Lyle, not Lily. But
That's so funny.
the story when they spelled it Lyel. One time I legit told her how to spell my name, and she continues to spell it Lyel. I put that on my Snapchat story, and I was, oh my god, dude, it was terrible.
And like when people see the name Kyle, they don't think it's Killy.
Yeah, they don't think it's Killy. I don't know.
Achilles heel.
Achilles heel.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe I should just start saying like my name is like Rob or something super easy so they don't.
Oh yeah.
Because it gets annoying.
That's what every Asian person I feel does. They choose like the most typical American name.
Oh yeah, whenever they come to like the country, they usually have like a super simple American name.
They go from like Zhao Jing to Joe.
Yeah. I forgot. I know a few people with different Asian names, like where they were born with, and they changed it to something super easy when it came to the States.
I mean, why wouldn't you? All that keeping your regular name is gonna do is make people mispronounce your name for the rest of your life.
Nah, dude, I would do that. Like, it's super. Okay, so I say it now because I get mad personally because Lyle is super easy. I think right. I'd understand if my name was Muhammad. Okay, that'd be understandable if like people mess it up all the time. But Lyle is super easy. But if I was born with like some cool Asian name, I'd make sure to tell my parents to not change it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see what you're saying. It would be kind of cool to be named like Nashimoto or something.
Like imagine like say like wrestling, right? Like whenever they're gonna do like whenever like the coaches usually tell them like when who they're facing against. Like wouldn't you be kind of scared if you're like, dude, Jake, you're going against Nashimoto Hasaki or something like that?
Yeah, no, I'd piss my pants instantaneously.
Yeah.
Asian names, I think like a lot of Asian languages just have like inherently cool sounding phonics. Like that's why a lot of weeaboos love Japanese so much.
You think so? There's in my floor, there's a lot of weeaboos, and
really?
Yeah, because I'm on the IT floor, and a lot of them are like, I don't want to say nerds, but they're like super nerdy. They're really into like that kind of stuff.
Honestly, I have way fewer nerds than I expected going in.
Oh, really?
On my floor, yeah. Like I thought it was gonna be like at least 75% nerdy kids, but actually no. We have a couple normal people, even a couple fuckboys on the floor.
Yeah. It's kind of funny too, cause they all like to draw like their waifus on the drawing board, on like their whiteboard.
Oh my
you guys have that too? Yeah,
no.
they like to do like cool drawings, and like there's this one guy, we're still trying to figure him out. Like he keeps erasing all of them. He doesn't erase them fully. He'll just like run his hand through all of them, and it gets kind of annoying.
Everyone else's waifu is trash, so.
No, they all think it's me, cause mine is untouched. It's always untouched, even though it's not me.
Wait, who drew yours?
I don't draw on mine. I just write like I try to write something inspirational. You know?
Oh, okay. It's a lot. Honestly, a waifu is the most inspirational thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. There's a guy with a body pillow on my floor. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. I mean,
but it's like I don't know why it's like deemed like weird. You know, everyone has their interests.
Yeah, right. Like when I know a girl who has a whip in her room.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah. That's. Ooh. Did you hear about the man who actually married his body pillow in Japan?
I mean, I feel like I hear these stories all the time.
I mean, there's like a whole video. Like he took the body pillow like to like an amusement park, and they rode some rides together.
Probably got dirty as hell.
That thing probably stands on its own. Oh my God.
That's absolutely disgusting.
I mean, like it is what it is, you know. He married it for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, obviously you need to have some sort of emotional and physical attachment to it if you're gonna marry it.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
Oh man, people marrying inanimate objects. That's actually a huge problem in Asian countries right now because
Really?
they have like way too high of a single male population because they did some garbage population control measures where not as many females ended up being born somehow.
Oh,
And
I don't
now
wanna
there's
sound-
like
I'm sorry.
no, keep going.
I don't want to sound ignorant, but is it Japan or is it like all like? Is it Japan and China? Because I know in China it is too. It's like usually like the parents would like a male, and they'll do like something if it's like, but if they were born a female.
Yeah, Japan and China, I know that stuff is happening in. Other Asian countries, I'm not sure about. I would have to do more research, but
It's interesting.
yeah, it's actually like a crisis that they need to fix somehow because you're not going to have as many people like on the farm
Yeah.
making the crops that feed your people.
I think there's I saw I think I saw like a chart in my geography class that like said like the population of Japan is like on a steady decrease. I don't know if that's true.
That's really awful if true because
There's
like,
a lot of people there, dude.
right now in the whole world, including third world countries and Antarctica, an average of 2 people are born and 1 people die every. Oh shoot! The timer just went off. So our next topic is gonna be born, I guess.
Born. Okay.
Anyway, just to finish my thought, 2 people die or I mean, 2 people are born and 1 person dies every second. So, like, if Japan's population is on a steady decline, that means they're like way off from the average, and that's really weird for a developed country to be on that path.
Yeah, maybe it is because of like what you said. There's like not that much. There's like a really imbalance of males and females.
Yeah, Pokemon. The starters are 75% male and 25% female,
For
and
which
that's why
game? All
for
games?
all the games, yeah,
I did not
and
know that. That's crazy.
it makes biological sense, like why you can't find them in a wild, because there are too few females to carry on the population. So obviously, very few of them are going to be out and about.
That always gets me mad that you can't find starters in the wild.
I know, right?
I know it's
Especially
supposed to be a game mechanic you're supposed to choose, but it's like what if I want all 3, man?
It's supposed to encourage you to trade with your friends, but what you do is you use Ditto to reproduce and then trade the extras.
Oh yeah, that's with like the new generation of like Pokemon games now, right?
Yeah. No, it started in Generation 2, actually, but,
Well, they just traded to each, like... Okay, yeah, I guess makes sense.
yeah, and, like, starters nowadays aren't even much better than any other Pokemon you might be able to find in the wild, so I don't know why they're still so rare, but whatever. Anyway, we're gonna start the next topic in 3, 2... Born. What do you have to say about Born?
Being born is crazy, dude. Like, that's
I
like,
know.
It's wild,
Just-
like we even exist.
Not only that, like, the genes that would be needed to create you are so improbable of, like, being chosen in that exact combination
Like,
that it's ridiculous.
Like, I beat out a bunch, like, what's, like, how many, like, cells are you, like, fighting with, you know? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like you
Oh
fight
yeah,
with
like how many
people
yeah.
are, like, possible to be born. Like, I came out. That's always,
It's like
good.
1 in a couple trillion.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I feel like a lot of people misinterpret it as like you're the sperm that won, but first of all, you're not the sperm. Half of you is the sperm and half of you is the egg.
Okay.
And second of all, that doesn't mean you were the dominant one just because you ended up getting chosen. It was just pure random chance.
Yeah, dude, like I always like to think like, what if the person that I beat was like some like super smart guy that like cures like everything.
Yeah, he finds a cure for cancer, AIDS, and depression.
All in one pill.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, dude, that's terrible.
That's awful. But then again, maybe you beat out the next Adolf Hitler. Like, you don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. That's also something. You gotta look at the bright side of things.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, there have been just as many Adolf Hitlers in the world as there have been Jesus Christs. So, it's just as likely, is all I'm saying. It's like a coin flip.
Jesus Christ seemed like a really cool guy.
Dude, his name is awesome.
Jesus Christ. Like, no one else can have that name. Like,
Yeah, it's just off limits.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Jesus.
It's not the same, dude.
It's not the same, no.
It's really not the same.
It's gotta be Jesus, and then the last name has to be Christ as well.
Oh. Like, speaking of names, like, are you like planning, do you think you're gonna have children, like, in the future?
I mean, I keep trying to deny it, but yeah, eventually I will have some little Jake Paulers running around, I'm sure.
Jake Paulers.
Yeah, that's what I call all little kids.
Yeah. What do you think you're gonna name them? Do you have any idea? I already have names set in my mind.
Alright, I'm gonna name one of them Xavier.
Ooh, that's...
I'm gonna name one of them the sound of a record scratching. Like, that sound.
It's like, it says audio, like, it says like record scratching.mp4.
Yeah. I'm gonna name one of them like some code that when inputted into like a school database, it like deletes all the kids' grades.
Let's see if we troll.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not even like close to there yet. I haven't even.
It's okay.
I'm not even on first base yet.
Come on, it's okay, man. I feel you with that one, dude. But if for what I want, like I already like said, like I'm gonna have like 2 sons. I don't know about daughters. Like I don't really care about it. I honestly kind of don't want one. Don't want to deal with that. I feel like I'll be more connected to my son anyway.
Yeah. No, me with a daughter? Are you kidding me?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think I can handle that. But I'd probably name one. My oldest one will be named Lyle Jr. He's gonna carry on my name. Then my second child will be named Kyle. Then my third son, he could. I don't know. He could be whatever.
Honestly, you should name your second child Killy instead of Kyle.
Oh man, Killy.
Yeah.
Just mess him up for the rest of his life, and have it spelled Kyle. So, no,
right, exactly.
I remember I was telling my friend that like this sounds kind of messed up, but like I'm gonna have 3 sons, and I'm gonna put them in a room, and I'm gonna tell them, yo, like one of you is adopted, and I'm not gonna let you out the room until you figure out who. And I'm just gonna keep it there for like 30 minutes. This is when they're gonna be like 17, like 18, like of age. And I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm kidding, you're all mine.
That's funny.
That's terrible.
Dude, the messed up experiments I would do with my kids, it's just ridiculous.
Oh my god. I could not imagine like any of us, like all our classmates, all that kind of stuff, just being parents in general. It's just weird to think about.
I can barely take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of more smaller people?
A family.
Who can't like enunciate what they want at any given moment.
I always think, I don't know if you do too, like that I'll be like a cool dad, that like I'll probably be hip, like I wouldn't be like a super like behind in times, but I feel like when we get older, that's exactly what we're gonna be.
I feel like I would be like a borderline emotionally abusive dad.
Oh my god.
I would like train my kids to think like really hard all the time and always be on edge. Yeah. Don't trust nobody, not even nobody.
I love that meme. They're like, don't trust anybody, not even yourself.
Yeah.
He's like, I think I saw it was like, don't trust anybody, not even yourself, on a shelf with an elf or something like that.
Oh god, Elf on the Shelf. That was the thing.
I love that. Like, I saw one. It was like a guy on a horse. I think it's my favorite one. It was like a guy standing on top of a horse, and it was like, you heard of Elf on the Shelf, and it just shows that picture, and I think like no, he didn't know what it was when he posted it, but someone said, "Oh, is that Homie and a Pony?" I was like, "Yeah, it is for sure." It was supposed to be funny, like it was supposed to be like a random picture that didn't make any sense, but like I like that Homie and a Pony.
Yeah. There were two of those that really stuck out to me. One was, remember Phineas and Ferb?
Mm-hmm.
It was Ferb on a curb.
Oh my god.
And then the other one, it was like a fish on an ATM machine. And people were coming up with like all these different possible explanations. Like one was bass on the glass, another one was marine on the machine.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that, but I feel like it didn't stick as well as the other memes this year.
No, yeah, you're right. Memes have lost their sticking power lately, I feel. Like
I feel like the ones at the beginning of like stuck for super long. Like the SpongeBob like mocking one stuck for so long.
yeah.
And sometimes I still use it.
No, that one had like a lot of mainstream appeal. That's why it lasted so long. But stuff like monkey haircut, that's like more absurdist. That doesn't stick around. Monkey haircut is the best, but I don't even see it around anymore. Like it's depressing.
Do you know that the Twitter accounts that I follow that only post those is like they got weird. Like they started posting like random pictures of like horses and stuff, and I was like, where's the monkey haircuts? Like it doesn't even have the monkey haircut in it anymore.
Yeah, that's what every account that's dedicated to one thing, like a trend, eventually they just copy and paste like all the other comedy Twitter account posts.
Yeah.
And
what other memes was there?
I
like, dude, honestly,
I don't know.
like the thing goes scrat guy. I love that thing, dude.
The thing goes skrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr
not that when he was like making weird noises, but like the meme was she said girls said take off your jacket. I said babes, man's not hot. Did you remember that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there'll be like people like posting pictures of like. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, there's like one where it's like, well, usually what they'll do is like they'll post like someone wearing like a really heavy jacket in like obviously super hot weather, and it'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
babes, man's not hot. And I thought that thing was so funny.
That's
And,
funny.
like, I don't think like the thing of Scrag guy, the thing was like not that funny compared to.
Oh yeah, like after the first couple of times, the guy himself kind of gets a little lame, but people insert the sound effect into like new situations that make it funny again.
Yeah, you know he got signed to like I think Island Records.
Actually,
yeah, like there's an interview. He was in character too of Big Shaq. That's what his character's called.
Yeah.
And he was like yeah. He said I got signed to Island Records, and the guy's like, you mean Island? He's like, no, Island. And he's like, how do you spell island? He's like, I-L-E land. That's island. This is Island, and I'm like, okay. That guy's super funny, dude.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like that original like full, I think 20-minute video that came from?
I mean, I saw that freestyle, but was he in character like the full 20 minutes of it? Do you know?
I think so.
Some people don't realize that guy's just a character. Like he's not like that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like they'll just see videos and they won't question like where it came from or whether it's real or not.
Yeah, I feel like they just assume it was some guy from like Europe and like, I guess everything's different there. So.
Yeah.
But I was looking at comments and people were like, yeah, dude, this is British comedy. This thing happens like every day. Why are you Americans like just catching up to that?
Yeah. One other thing that's been going around a lot is the Rick and Morty copy pasta. You know what I'm talking about?
Pickle Rick.
No, not Pickle Rick. The one that's like, to be fair, you had to have a very high IQ to understand the jokes in Rick and Morty.
I don't watch Rick and Morty. I was gonna start watching it, then that meme started going around, and I was like, oh my god, dude, I don't think I'm gonna watch it anymore.
Honestly, try not to let the awful fan base get in the way of something you might enjoy watching, because
I
I mean, I don't think it's the most laugh-out-loud hilarious show either, but I'm not
Do you
gonna
watch
say
it?
it's a bad show. It's better than 95% of the other
Do you
garbage.
recommend it?
Um, like, the thing with any TV show is, like, I'm only recommending it as a last resort. If you have nothing else to do with your life, then yeah, I guess go watch it.
Yeah.
But, I can't, like, say you need to watch this or else you're missing out on some great life-altering experience. You know
I
what
mean, I do that too, but the only thing I tell people like, dude, you have to watch it. It's like Game of Thrones. I'm just super addicted to that show. Oh man, yeah. But like,
I
what's up? I'm sorry.
like when everyone's talking about a TV show, I never know what's going on because I don't watch any TV.
Yeah, I feel.
So I'm always in the dark, and it's just like I've gotten used to it at this point. I'm not even curious anymore.
Like, I don't watch that much TV, like myself, like barely any at all. But like, cause like I feel like YouTube videos are just so much more fun to watch.
Yeah, although lately they've been on a little decline too.
Oh man.
With the whole adpocalypse going on, and now people can't be creative anymore.
Dude, this thing's so like YouTube.
YouTube's gonna die. It's
You
just
think
gonna
so?
happen. Yes.
Well,
Especially with stuff like Vimeo, like at the corner, just waiting for an opportunity to
I feel like
pounce.
I feel like everyone's been on the Vimeo grind, like as in like people like that are on Vimeo like think it's gonna happen, but I think it's never gonna happen, dude.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because like I've always known Vimeo was a thing, and it was an alternate I get like an alternate thing for YouTube, and I always like see people talking about how it's someday gonna be just as big or maybe even bigger, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I feel like YouTube's here to stay until the end of times.
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna go through some changes though. I mean, already from the year 2006 to now, it's a completely different place, and
Oh man,
it
dude,
caters more to little kids and internet users like it used to.
it annoys me. Like
It
I hate
does.
that. Like, cause I remember there used to be like a what's it called, a age limit to when you can make an account. I think it was like 13.
Oh yeah, you had to be 13 or older. Like,
I mean,
you
like
weren't
obviously
allowed
no
to-
one listened to that, but like I feel like it made it like so that like I guess more grown up people or people our age are making YouTube videos catered towards us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like now all the kids in like third grade are just like all they do is just watch like YouTube videos, and it's like it gets me kind of mad because like
And like mothers who have no idea what to do with their children, they'll like plop their little toddler in front of the YouTube screen, make them watch a video.
and like okay, so like I feel like I don't want to sound like, oh, like our generation's better, but I feel like our generation is in like we like cartoons are so much more like healthier for, I guess, like better for kids than YouTube videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, I kind of grew up on YouTube videos and I didn't turn out that poor.
I don't know, maybe it's just like how I think, like it'll be like I feel like they'll have a better time at least. I don't know. Who
Alright.
am I to know? It's a different generation.
So, the timer just went off on better time, which should definitely be an interesting topic.
Time.
Not just any time, better time. So I'm gonna start that in 3, 2, 1.
Better time. Better time. What could we go off from better time?
I don't know. When was a better time?
Oh, okay. I got this. I feel like growing up in the 2000s as a high schooler would probably be like the greatest time. Just from like the music that came out in the 2000s, you know what I mean? I don't want to say I'm born in the wrong generation. I don't want to be that guy, right?
Yeah.
But like I feel like I like radio hits. I mean, right? Like pop songs that came out in 2000s are so much better than it is now. I feel like I would have had like a better time growing up around that time. But honestly, like I love like when I was born too. So
I mean, it's kind of a rough problem because from our perspective, like we're looking back at the stuff that kids watch and do now, and we're like, oh my gosh, that shit's so dumb. These kids are gonna grow up and freaking become crack whores and die.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we had been just a little bit older, we would have looked back on the stuff that we did watch and said the same thing. Like, oh, that dumbass Dora the Explorer is gonna teach kids how to be retarded.
I was thinking about that when I thought like what I was gonna say about Better Time, but you know,
Yeah.
I still hold to my opinion.
I mean, yeah, there's that perspective, and there's also the perspective that, like, but look at what history remembers as some of the greatest stuff throughout time, and it's always the old shit.
Yeah. Hey, I feel, yeah, you're right. Dude. Like as time goes on, there's gonna be people that look at like the current generation will always look down on the future one, I guess, of what they do. And there's obviously gonna be like a group of people in the current generation they'll always say, "Oh, I wish I was born in this generation," stuff like that.
Did you see that screenshot of, like, it was like common black girl, and it was like forever wishing I was a teen in the 1950s.
Oh my god! Yeah, I saw that. that was so funny, dude.
Oh my god.
Honestly, like Twitter like creates the stupidest things. It's like I love it, dude. I love it.
Twitter's the best.
Honestly, yeah, it really is, dude.
You know why it's the best? Because it's like,
There's a place for everyone.
yeah, exactly. You'll get like internet savvy anonymous people, but you'll also get like mainstream idiots, and they're just interacting with each other in the most interesting ways.
Yeah. What's your favorite Twitter account?
My favorite Twitter account? That's a tough one, but
I have two in my mind right now.
a recent favorite of mine has been bad anime tweets.
Like, I think I see you retweet that one.
Yeah, basically, if you're not familiar, they'll screen cap people who use Twitter to talk about anime saying retarded stuff, like stuff that makes you question whether they are a pedophile or into some weird foot fetish stuff. And honestly, just go check it out. It'll make more sense once you see the tweets.
What's it called? Bad anime posts?
Bad anime tweets.
Tweets. Okay, I'll look into that.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite. Yeah, it's be. I think I retweet this so much. The guy, I look like Lil Bill.
Bill Ratchet?
No, not Bill Ratchet. Bill Ratchet's funny. Okay, but is this guy his Twitter name like the thing is his display name is I need a girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
That guy's so funny.
He's funny too, yeah.
And it's like obviously it's probably like his alter ego. He's probably like way different in real life.
Obviously, yeah.
But
No, I feel like if the popular Twitter accounts actually acted like that in real life, they'd be fucked.
like he posts stuff like ladies DM me if you have a boyfriend you never read this or something like that.
Yeah, or like it'll be like your MCM has a degree from a respected university and a secure career, and he still can't even press the orange button on Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that was funny. But did you know about the account before?
Yeah, I think I did. Or it found its way to me somehow.
Yeah. I've been retweeting this a lot too. Like, it's a rapper, Lil B, the bass god.
Oh, Lil B. Yeah, he's
been going crazy on social media.
Oh yeah, today I was looking at him and he's talking about
Post Malone.
Yeah, making fun of Post Malone and also racism. He's talking a lot about.
Oh yeah, because like the Las Vegas thing, like he was like that just sparked like a bunch of like angry tweets from him.
Yeah.
And like, have you seen like there's like I think the weirdest one he did was like he said like if slavery was still legal, I'd have like a bunch of like Tommy Laurens. You know that you know who she is, right?
That white girl.
Yeah, it talks
talks hella racist stuff. Yeah.
He says I'd have a bunch of them when they'd all be pregnant. I'd be a really bad slave owner. And I'm like, oh my god, dude! Like someone take his phone away.
That's so powerful of a message, though.
They'd all be pregnant. I would be a bad sleeper.
You know, there are two reasons why I respect Lil B. Number one is he tries really hard to be understanding and fair to everybody.
Oh yeah.
And number two is, at the same time, he does not give a single fuck about anything.
Dude, I respect Lil B so much. Like, I really like rap music. He's my top 5. Only like mainly because like he started a whole new wave of like you hear the stuff now, right? Like Lil Pump and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of Lil Pump, but I don't listen to any rap, so I don't know.
But like it's like nowadays, like it's super simple, right? Super simple lyrics.
Yeah.
But Lil B's been doing that since like 2008. Like since way before time. Like since way before like this whole way started. You know, like I just think it's super cool that he was so ahead of his time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he was the first like rapper Twitter account that was really funny. Like
he's the first rapper meme.
Yeah, exactly. Rich Chiga is kind of the same way.
Oh yeah, but the thing with Rich Chiga is like before did you follow him before he got famous?
No.
He was Healy Riddler. I used to
he was Healy Riddler?
Yeah. So
no way.
He was always like making like stupid tweets like that before he got famous. And I remember he started tweeting rap videos, right? And these were the ones with like him rapping before That Stick came out. And I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. And That Stick came out, he just blew up, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, like this is crazy. He really was just a random Twitter person, and now he's like famous, like rich, really rich.
Very rich.
Very rich.
That's why I need to come out with my debut mixtape already. I need to hurry.
Are you making it right now?
I don't know. Like, on the one hand, I tell myself that I could do it, but on the other hand, I just don't know if my voice conducts itself well to that kind of music.
I heard, I think Austin told me that you made some fire.
I did for English projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, the lyrics and the flow were good, but I don't know if my voice held it back.
Just
where it wasn't as good of a song as it could have been if I had gotten like Drake to perform it, for instance.
Just throw an autotune. And
I don't know how to do that.
When people make fun of you, just say it adds emotion, and like it'll be understandable.
I need to look up some YouTube tutorials, or I mean Vimeo tutorials.
Oh yeah, we're gonna I'm about to hop on that Vimeo grind as well.
Yeah, you know SoundCloud is shutting down.
It was, and then Chance the Rapper saved it. He says.
Chance the Rapper saved SoundCloud?
This was long ago, yeah.
Shit, I'm behind.
Chance the Rapper, he saved it. Like he said, because there's like when it came out, the news of like SoundCloud shutting down. Chance the Rapper said like I'm on the phone with like the guy with that owns SoundCloud. I'm looking into it, and he said like he randomly tweeted out that it's here to stay. And like it's honestly good. It's understandable. Like dude, like that thing's free, and it's like they don't really get that much money from SoundCloud.
I've been like saying all this doom and gloom stuff, like SoundCloud's done, no more SoundCloud rapper people. Yeah. But it's fine.
I support SoundCloud. I have SoundCloud Premium, and
it's
honestly it's a waste of money. I only do it if there's no ads, right? But I'm just so mad there's no repeat button, and it just gets me so mad, dude. And like I try to make playlists of just that one song, whenever I just want to listen to just that one song on repeat, right?
Yeah.
And it'll just like skip to a whole completely different song after it that's like similar to it. So it's kind of built like a YouTube autoplay. You know what I mean?
You know, Spotify does the same garbage. You'll try to make a playlist with only 1 or 2 songs in it, so you can actually hear the one you want without paying the premium. Yeah. And then it'll like be like, because you liked this song, we're also gonna recommend you this.
Yeah. Oh
my God, and it's only like questionably related to what you actually put.
Dude, I respect so much like the people that are on the SoundCloud grind. Like it honestly, like from the outside looking in, it does seem kind of dumb. They're always saying, "Oh, check my SoundCloud," but there's really no other way for them to.
Honestly, that's what I do with my podcast. You know my latest scheme with the podcast.
Scheme. Yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna start advertising it through Tinder.
Oh my God, I should do that.
Isn't that the most genius idea ever?
I'm gonna start doing that.
I'm sure it violates the Tinder terms of service because otherwise, like, you'd be seeing hella Papa John's advertisements when you scroll through your Tinder.
Yeah.
But still, honestly, I think I'm gonna do it.
Dude, go for it, dude. We need to blow up, bro.
I know.
I'm gonna start doing that for
agree
my
with you.
podcast as well. Dude, this YouTube money, man. I need to start getting on that grind, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not in this for the money. I want to get to the point where like I'll
for
have
sure.
people commenting on every video and I have like a community of people who respect my work and me. That's all I want.
Oh no, oh yeah, for sure. Like that's honestly like that's great. Like that's also like I like I don't know if you watched our podcast, but we talked about that as well. But like it'll be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice to make money from it too. I agree.
Yeah, like, obviously, like it's the first thing is gonna be like enjoying it, and if you do make some money from it, it'll be even so much better.
Yeah. I mean, most like popular YouTube channels, they didn't start it specifically for the money.
Yeah,
They-
like probably 90% of them did it for fun.
Well, actually, nowadays with who's popular, I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Jake Paul. Oh man.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, like they started out on Vine and they got real famous. And you think they moved to YouTube for the fun of it?
No, they did it 'cause
they wanted
Vine
to
dead.
keep the traction up. Yeah.
That's it also comes in since you mentioned Scheme, right? Like you know how we had a clothing brand, me and my friend Timid.
Yeah.
Dude, we're trying to. We've been super busy about it because we live so far away from each other.
Doesn't Tamid go to my school?
You go to New Brunswick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, I haven't even like talked to him.
Dude, start talking. We need to start like getting these shirts out. It's called Scheme.
Maybe the three of us should be on the podcast.
Oh my god, the Scheme podcast.
That would be the ultimate scheme right there.
No, dude, we need to get one with Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, we should make like a whole network of people
Of just people just making.
to just appear on each other's podcasts.
Yeah, dude, we can make this a thing, bro. I
Yeah.
feel like if you're just consistent with all your YouTube, you're just eventually gonna blow up. Like it's kind of inevitable. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that, but you
I
know,
feel like a
we'll
lot of people
see.
give up so easily. And if you just keep grinding it out, like
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep doing this for at least 52 episodes,
at least I need to
at
start-
least, and I'll probably end up doing more after that. Cause like once you have 52, why stop there?
Yeah, honestly, but dude, honestly, I just find these super fun too.
Me, like as a person?
No, like these podcasts in general. And
Oh yeah. No, I thought you said I find you super fun, and I'm like, wait, what?
No, like that's how me and Austin started ours. We were just chilling because we used to because remember when I was out of our high school for a little bit,
Yeah.
so we started getting like really close because he started going to different school as well, and it's kind of like we were kind of connected in some way because like we were both like out of EHT. And we were just like, we started starting along. We're just like, dude, let's just start a podcast. Like our conversations are pretty interesting. And I'm like, oh yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah, no, that was the original like intent behind this podcast. Well, all right, that's not even true. I'm gonna tell the whole backstory. The first part of the inspiration was I needed a New Year's resolution, and I don't know if you knew this, but this podcast started in January of 2017, and that was for a very specific reason. Number two was because I was very friendless in high school, and I wanted excuses to invite people over, which is a little bit pathetic now that I'm saying
Dude,
it out loud.
At least you're getting your name out there, man.
Yeah, exactly. And the third reason was because I know that the conversations that I have with people are always very interesting to me. And I know there are other people like me out there, so I figured, well, why make these conversations go to waste when I could easily save them and have other people able to savor them in much the same way. Alright guys, it looks like the 15-minute timer has gone, and we landed on the word inspiration, actually. So that's gonna be an interesting one. Let me start it up real quick. Alright, inspiration. There's so many ways that we could talk about this.
Do you want to talk about like what kind of inspired, if there's like any other podcast that kind of inspired us to do this too?
I can't say entirely, but as far as podcasts I listen to, there was The Biggest Problem in the Universe, which is a pretty good one.
Who does that? Who runs that?
It's now defunct. The two people who hosted it kind of got into a big fight.
Oh, that's always not good to hear.
Yeah. And it was very interesting because they would bring like topics or problems, and then they'd have to like debate which one was worse. And their personalities bounce off each other really well, I feel. So it was always a treat to listen to. And then one of the offshoots, like the one host created his own show after that one broke up, The Dick Show, and that's also pretty funny because he's a pretty funny guy, Dick Masterson.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say they're really inspirations to this because this is a completely different style to either of those. This whole idea was kind of off the cuff. Like, I don't know how I came up with it. I just did one day.
Yeah.
And it works on so many levels, I feel.
But there's me and my friend Austin. We watched a bunch of podcasts. I know he said he watched like a bunch of Rooster Teeth podcasts.
Oh, Rooster Teeth podcast? Yeah.
Well, what I love is the Joe Rogan podcast. Do you know about that?
No, what was it about?
He's like, it's been a while since I watched it, but he's like a fighting commentator. Like he works for the UFC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's always talking about like deep stuff like religion, modern issues, stuff like that. So
that's cool.
And like he seems like he's a really open-minded person. Like outside like the fighting scene he's in, he's known to be like super open-minded to like a lot of religions. He's always like down to try things out and stuff like that.
Ah, that's cool.
And another one was this guy No Jumper. I love that podcast. I watch that now. It's just this guy.
What was it? No Jumper?
No Jumper.
No Jumper.
On some shit. Adam 22. Do you know about it?
No, I don't.
It's like, okay, so it's this guy. I guess he got famous from his biking because he does BMX stuff.
Yeah.
But he would always interview like random people, and like now he's interviewing like underground rappers, like SoundCloud rappers, you can say.
Oh, that's cool.
He'd always do that, and now he's been like, since he got so famous, like he's been like I know he interviewed Andy Dick, Charlemagne, like random celebrities too, and YouTubers, and I thought that was like, dude, this guy's super awesome. And as a personality, he's like super cool too.
All right, that's cool. And you started another one you were gonna say?
I don't. Oh yeah, no. There's not really other podcasts I watch besides those. There's like a few, but like they really didn't like inspire me that hard, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, what else what inspires you throughout the day, at least?
Throughout the day,
just in general.
I really love math and science, and I want to be a software engineer. So, you know what? That's not entirely true. I tell myself that, but really, what I want to be is a scholar. I want to pursue higher knowledge, get my degree, get a job using it, but also keep learning about the world. And because I love learning, I love seeing all the possibilities out in front of me and knowing how things work.
That's pretty cool. Like the pursuit to just keep learning. I wish I
Yeah.
had that. I'm not really much. You could say a scholar like you know. But
Right.
I
Most people aren't. Like, I feel like it's really hard, especially with today's education system, to really instill a love of learning into people.
Yeah,
Like,
like
they kind of have to be born with it already, I feel.
yeah, I feel like in our society, right? Like it seems more just like a chore than like what you should like be enjoying doing.
Well, I mean,
'Cause
think about even in ancient times, school was only for a very select few people.
and people,
So
like,
we've
but
all
I feel what's up? I'm sorry.
we've all of a sudden expanded to include everyone, and I feel like
That's what they did.
in doing that, we've kind of lost some stuff as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because there's like a lot you'd see a lot of people in like third world countries that go to school and they just seem like they just like really enjoy learning, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's only because they get the opportunity from from nothing basically, right? You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me.
And I feel like just because it's so open to us, like it's just there for us. Not a lot
Right.
of people will take it seriously.
Yeah, like, the people in third world countries are a lot more thankful for the opportunity, a lot more grateful
Yeah, that's what.
that they're able to do it. It's seen as a privilege versus in our culture where you grow up watching TV and every time there's school in a TV show, the people have a miserable experience and hate it.
Mhm.
That's another thing. I feel like people sometimes alter their own perceptions of their experiences to match what they think the culture expects.
What do you mean?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if a kid grows up seeing people hate middle school, then when they grow up, they'll start to see all the shitty things about middle school and kind of not focus on the positive as much because they know it's considered normal to hate middle school,
Yeah.
which I think is a little bit depressing, but it's just normal human behavior.
You really can't do anything about
Yeah.
that. Did you enjoy middle school, Jake?
I did enjoy middle school. I think 8th grade is kind of when I peaked a little bit in terms of popularity and physical appearance as well.
Yeah.
Not that I'm unattractive now, ladies, but I'm just saying.
Hit 'em up. Single
Yeah.
ladies only.
Hit up those DMs at Jake_Siri. They're open. Yeah, but no, seriously though. It was fun. The classes were like piss easy, so I never had to worry about doing busy work that much because there wasn't much of it
Yeah.
that stressed me out or anything. And I mean, overall, I just had a bunch of good times with friends.
Yeah, I enjoyed middle school. Not as much as I enjoyed high school though. But yeah.
Yeah.
I just
No,
enjoyed
that-
not about like worrying anything.
I definitely don't mean to imply that my high school experience was bad or anything. Like,
Yeah.
from this podcast, people might get that impression because of the stories I've told.
Mhm.
But honestly, other than those stories that I keep telling, it wasn't that bad. I had a good time. At least in the school itself, I would talk to people and have friends that I would become acquainted with.
Yeah.
And just because we didn't do anything outside of school doesn't mean we weren't still friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel yeah. I don't know. I feel like people like talk bad about our high school like a lot when it's like actually not even that bad as they say it is.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think we're a very good school, actually. Like,
Yeah, like,
have
we're
you
really
seen?
one of the best, at least in our area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. Have you seen the schools in like Montana where the kids have like a sex ed class where they're taught never to have sex or they'll die, basically,
Oh my god, no! I didn't know about that.
and
I always
insane
thought
stuff like that.
I always thought Montana was like, well, I'm sorry to say, but irrelevant. I never hear.
Oh
of
yeah,
this.
Montana is one of the largest states in the United States, but that means it has the least, I guess you would call it relevancy density. So, like, there's less relevancy per square mile in Montana than any other state in the whole country.
No one
At least Alaska, you can make a bunch of jokes about, and Sarah Palin came from there, and
yeah,
the oil there was pretty big at one point. What the hell does Montana have?
I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
nobody knows.
Horses. I have no idea anything about Montana.
Like, I don't even know if it's like farm town or if it's like suburbs or like what is it?
Yeah, like at least there's like some states, like at least each state has something relevant about them. Isn't like Idaho like super like into potatoes?
Yeah, it's the home of the potato.
I feel I feel like everything else about Idaho is like super relevant. Well, at least they have potatoes.
What about the state you're in right now?
Illinois. We have Chicago. Other than that, it's super relevant.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But the Chirac, yo, that's everything.
Oh my god. Dude, you never, like, I don't think I realized how much I loved the school I was in. Like, how much I loved EHT until I went to school in Chicago. Because, like, everything in Chicago is super, like the funding is terrible, right?
Oh, and yeah, that sucks.
So, like, everything about it was pretty bad. Like the lunch was terrible.
Yeah.
The facility itself was pretty bad. And the school wasn't as big. I was like, I really just want to go back to EHT. So I ended up going back to EHT, but like, and also because I miss my friends. Like that's the main reason. I wanted to graduate with the people I grew up with since first grade.
My chem teacher told me this one day. She said there's like this thing, and colleges actually know about it. It's called the I-95 corridor, and it's basically like up the East Coast. And if you are from a high school that's there, like your high school is considered one of the best in the country. So if you're an I-95 corridor state and you're considering complaining about your high school, think twice, because there are probably students out there who have it a lot worse than you in the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just look at... I should know, man. Chicago is terrible.
Yeah. Teenagers are super dramatic. They'll see one flaw and they'll assume like the whole school is just the worst thing ever. But that's not true at all.
Like, we're all like scumbags, and like, okay, I can see like some people being scumbags, but like all in all, like our school is a pretty nice school. Like, everyone's pretty chill. You know?
Yeah. No, definitely.
And there's only like a small minority that really shouldn't bother you or like generalize the whole school about being scumbags. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I wouldn't have had it any other way. Like, I'm very proud of where I come from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, I was kind of on the same boat. It's like, oh, I just want to leave EHT. I just want to leave EHT, but you don't know how well you have it, so let's go.
Yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There's the thing I thought was kind of like weird at first about Chicago high schools. It's mandatory to do like go to the metal detector every day, and it would kind of get annoying because there'd be a line outside.
Yeah,
but I don't know why.
Like
I felt safe. I felt safe sometimes because like, you can't like just sneak everything in.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But then I just realized like whenever it's very full, they'll just do every other person. And I just started like thinking everything in my head, like, well, what if some guy like has a gun, just like, and he'll just like position himself so
he'll count the number of people in front of him.
Yeah. And I thought that there's just one guy, like he was in a wheelchair, right? And I don't know, like this is kind of bad like to think about, but like they just let him go, right? Because he was in a wheelchair, he was gonna go off regardless.
But he could have had a gun.
Like, he could have just had a gun just in his pocket.
Or like installed in the wheelchair.
Yeah, no, I think there's a show that was like that where the guy just like started going to school, or like he'd start going like airports, something like that, where there's metal detectors, and he would just pretend he was crippled. He'll just have like, a weapon on him. It's like anything can happen.
That's awful.
And I would always think about like, because I walked to school every day. We didn't have public transportation. We had like obviously you could have taken like the regular city bus.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that. No, I would get lost, but.
How long was the walk?
It was like a mile away. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun, to be fair, like to be honest. But what happened was I would always get scared because like what if I get shot? just that it's Chicago. Even though I lived in a really safe neighborhood, one of the safest in the country, like in the city, you just never know. Like
Yeah, I mean it's still Chicago.
It's still Chicago. Someone could just like come up, and also our neighborhood was near a neighborhood that was one of the worst ones too, like crime wise. So any neighbor from there can come to like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it was pretty. Like I would always think situations in my head. Like I know from like the route I go there and back from my school to my place. I'd always have like I know the best scenario from like in case like someone could just pulls up on me.
You have like a whole route planned out.
Yeah, I have like a route. I do. I did the same thing in ADHD as well, which seemed like I always think of the worst possible situations whenever.
Hey, you know what? You can MacGyver your way out of any situation though that way.
Yeah, like I'll just be walking down like what's so long, like A-wing, right? Like you know how long it is, something like that. Yeah. I'll just be walking down there. I'm like, yo, what if there's like someone behind me, sets of guns for no reason.
That's mildly. I mean, that's good that you're like being prepared, but it's also kind of depressing.
No, I mean like I don't know if it's just like the Chicago in me brought this out, but it's like I don't know, dude. I think it's also because like shootings like that like have gotten like so popular. Or popular
my
recently.
Gosh, yeah.
And it's like
they become popular.
Yeah, that's
a weird word to use.
They've gotten so like what's it called?
Common.
There we go. It's like you just have to be prepared, bro. Just have to be prepared.
Always stay safe.
Stay safe, man.
Anyway, the timer actually went off a little while ago. So, and that was actually our fourth topic for the day. So we're technically done. However, we can keep going. Anything else we want to say? Anything we want to clarify? Especially like if we meant something and we said something else by accident.
I guess I don't know. Why don't you go?
All right. I feel like I could have given a better example of a trend that's stupid from when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of hard to think of one.
Silly bands.
Oh yeah, silly bands. That's the best possible example. Those were the dumbest thing ever. They're basically just animal-shaped rubber bands. Why was everyone so obsessed with them?
What about
why were people
bracelets?
Yeah, they would wear them as a fashion accessory, and then they'd have to buy like 1 million of them, steal their parents' money.
I always thought the I Love Boobies thing was like stupid. Like I feel like people like in middle school would just wear it just because it said boobies on it, not even like for breast cancer awareness. I think that's what it was for, right?
Oh yeah, the I Heart Boobie bracelets.
I mean, like okay, like all on you, like to wear them if you're like trying to spread the message. But like most people probably just wear them just because it said boobies on them.
Yeah, and then they banned them from the school, obviously, because schools they can't deal with problems except by banning it for some reason.
I remember Byakugans were banned from my class and stencils.
Bakugan was banned from your class?
Bakugan, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I remember. Yeah, it was terrible, man. Bakugan was canceled. So were stencils. Dude, I miss stencils. I'm trying to bring them back.
Stencils?
There were pencils that smell like fruits.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like that shit that you used to trace.
Oh no, wait, stencil? Is this stencil?
Smencils.
It was pencil that smell.
Smencils makes more sense to me.
But, Smencils. I think that's what they were called. Yeah, they were called Smencils. I'll just look it up.
Alright, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was episode 10 of the podcast, and honestly, here's to 10 more. I think I've done a pretty decent job up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Except for episode 6, we don't talk about that.
Oh, come on.
Just kidding, I'm totally just kidding. That episode has a lot of good moments in it as well.
You gotta learn something from each.
Honestly, just like the progression from the first episode till now, like you could hear it in my voice. I'm a lot more confident. I can pick up dead air a lot more easily. I've definitely improved as a host, I believe.
As a podcast person, yeah.
Yeah. And I've had a wide variety of different types of co-hosts. Quiet nerds, quiet popular kids, loud popular kids, Asians who live in Chicago.
Dude, okay, I don't live in Chicago right now, right?
I
don't know
mean,
what
Illinois.
all my friends just assume, like, yo, how's Chirac? I always tell them, I don't live in Chirac. I don't live in Chicago. I live outside.
Honestly,
I live in a place called Normal, Illinois, and this place is super normal. It's stupid. Okay, we can get into that later.
Illinois is basically just Chicago. I mean, come on.
No, outside of Chicago is literally the most normal place in the world. Like, the whole Midwest is normal.
Yeah.
We were talking about that in human geography. Like, it was like we all agreed that, like, Midwest in general is just super plain.
Yeah, nothing really stands out, especially not in Montana, where what the hell goes on
Is
there?
that considered Midwest?
You know, you might be right. It might be considered West. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's West. Midwest
Oh,
is
shit.
like Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, those kind of
okay.
places. I always thought that was stupid. That's more east than it is Midwest.
Yeah,
Should be
right?
Mid-east. Middle.
Well, I guess it comes from history, where we started east and expanded out westward.
Oh yeah, for sure. But listen, we gotta change that.
Yeah, honestly. And isn't it messed up how, like, the region of the world that's considered the far east, the closest way to get to it from here is west. And similarly, the part of the world that's called the west, if you go east, you'll encounter it faster.
Yeah.
So we
I
have
always thought as a
the
kid.
east, the
What's
east to our west and the west to our east. Good job, United States. You really,
We
really nailed it.
Alright.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna have to end the show. Make sure you follow the show on Twitter at WWWTAA Show. Make sure you leave comments. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like.
Only
Tell
nice
me if I
comments,
should.
guys.
Tell me if I should take some NyQuil. Definitely should. Did you notice my voice?
No,
It's a
not
little
at
weird.
all.
Oh, okay. So
I don't think
maybe,
so. At least
maybe it's not as bad as I think it is.
No.
All right. Good.
Okay. You guys can check me out. Check my podcast out as well. It's on YouTube. It's called Something to Chew On Podcast. If you search Something to Chew On Podcast, it should pop up. And yeah, we'll make sure we're doing episodes a lot as well. We need to start hopping back on the grind.
Yeah. And do you want to plug your Twitter as well, or is that not?
Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter at Louderboy. Same thing with Instagram. LYLERABOY.
It's spelled Lily.
Yeah. No, but it's at LYLERABOY. Louderboy. Ladies, DM me, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Me
Just
too.
kidding.
Please, I beg of you.
Yeah.
I am desperate.
Come on. Jake's a good guy.
All right. Well, honestly, I think that was a pretty good episode overall.
Mhm.
And I'm super excited to see what the next 10 have in store. Or, I mean, the next 42, at least.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Alright.
But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. And have a pleasant pillaging.
It's October season, you know?
Yeah.
My favorite month of the year. And that's it.